There's so many of them in here. They're honestly like little piranhas. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another awesome video. Today we're gonna be exploring one of the coolest fish farms you'll ever see. We have a little bit of a road trip ahead of us, so I went ahead, packed up the truck, and we're gonna head there right now. And just like that, guys, we have made it to the fish farm. That was an absolutely beautiful drive, but we are here in Midway, Kentucky. Population just under 2,000 people. This is literally small town USA, and Midway is actually known to have some of the most beautiful horse farms in the entire world. So lucky enough for us, tonight we have the entire place to ourselves. So first things first, in this pond, these are all of Steve's koi and goldfish that he stocks here in Kentucky, and these guys are absolutely beautiful. Now, I thought it'd be super cool to bust out the underwater camera to get a better look at these koi and goldfish. Now, as you can see here, there's a bunch of different variants. We got a bunch of different colors. We got blacks, whites, golds, yellows, and that is why I love koi. There's such a wide variety, and as you can see here, they're definitely not shy. Until one of them actually tries to bite the camera right there. That was pretty funny. But swimming up here right in the front there is a special hybrid of goldfish that Steve created here in Midway, Kentucky, which is pretty cool if you ask me, because there's nowhere else that you can really get them. Now, coming up to the surface here are all the koi and goldfish, so it's time to get them some food and see what happens. Look at all those koi and goldfish. All right, it's my turn. Go a little bit in there. It's so cool how they all come up to the surface. I definitely want to build a giant koi pond in the future. Now, moving over from these two ponds over here, we have this giant 180,000 gallon pond. Now in here, just a few years ago, I got in here with Steve and caught out the 1 in a million platinum paddlefish.
I think we got them locked in.
This is the good one. Oh, that one. Then I'll probably just grab that smaller one. Gotta get home now, drive this sucker home. All the paddlefish are in here. The platinum, check out that platinum, that's freaking crazy. But we're gonna get these guys home and get them acclimated, but holy cow, I cannot believe we got this platinum paddlefish. Now, I really hope to be able to come back here in the spring when this pond is operating and show you all how Steve raises up these baby paddlefish. Now, coming down these steps right here, this is Steve's main building of operations. As you can see out here, he has all these giant nets. This is what me and him use to catch all these fish out of these tanks. You can imagine trying to catch some of those goldfish and koi out of there. I mean, that thing is like 10,000 gallons, and then over there with it being 180,000 gallons, the only way to get these fish out of here is using this 90-foot long net that collects all the fish. It actually works pretty well. So cool enough, I was actually able to come up here to this farm about 2 months ago, and I bought a bunch of fish. Unfortunately though, I did not bring my camera. As you all know, I just had back surgery recently, so I've been struggling a lot. My back has been killing me. So I haven't always been in the mood to film stuff just because I'm in the verge of tears. Now, moving on, in this tank, there's 5,000 largemouth bass. So I'm gonna take a scoop of this food, toss it in here, and hopefully Steve can net them. That way we can give you all a better look at them. Now, these largemouth bass are commonly stocked here in Kentucky. Fishermen love them because they're so hard fighting and they're really, really aggressive, and they often get about 8 to 12 pounds. Dang, Steve got a lot of these guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pick one up and check out the bellies on these fish. These might be some future state record bass with the way that Steve is feeding them. And I honestly think it would be pretty cool to set up an aquarium filled with these guys and also add some other native species in there. Now, of course, I was dying to see what was going on below the surface, and check this out. The bass are shooting up like a rocket, grabbing these pellets and then diving down. There are so many of them, and then all of a sudden they're just gone. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe the camera spooked them, but they were out of there. And of course, as soon as we backed away, they were feeding just like piranhas again. All right, guys, so Steve just walked inside his secret fish hatchery building. Now, unfortunately, I cannot bring any cameras in there at all. Steve has a lot of top secret stuff that he's working on, but he said he has something really cool he wants to show us that we've probably never seen before, so let's go check it out.
These are the young fry after they hatched. It takes about 7 days before they hatch from the egg, and about another 7 days before they start to feed. After that, a week later, after they've been eating on some Daphnia for a week, that's about what they look like. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah, you can see those really good. They're tiny, baby paddlefish.
They don't have the paddle yet, you can see. And actually, if you look at them underneath a dissecting scope, They almost look like little sharks. You can see the teeth around the jaw. There's no paddle yet, just a little bump there. Week 2, you can see the paddle is starting to form.
Wow, so they grow pretty quick.
They do. If you have the Daphnia for them to eat, they'll grow very quickly.
Check that out, guys. These are one of the largest growing freshwater fish on Earth, and here they are, just little babies when Steve first hatches them.
And then this is going into week number 3.
Whoa. So you can really start to see them form a lot better there too, huh?
The paddle is just starting to really form. They're about 3 inches or so. And then this is going into week 4, and that's about 4.5 inches. So it grew almost 1.5 inches in just a week's time. I stocked about 11,000 this year.
11,000 fry. I mean, going from this to this in just over a month is absolutely insane. They are just so freaking cool. So if y'all want one of these, make sure to follow Steve on Facebook at American Paddlefish Co. And you can get your own baby paddlefish as well as your live paddlefish that we're gonna go check out right now. It is time to show you all what we came here for. Oh, also check this out. Look, down here in this little drain, can you all see that? There's a bunch of little baby koi in here. I doubt Steve can get these out of here. This is probably like a 10-foot drop. But look at those little guys. Sorry, I get sidetracked easily, but over here, this is where all the paddlefish are, and Steve is known across the entire country for being one of the only people that can breed these fish. So in April of 2024, Steve put 1,000 tiny little hatchlings that you just saw in that jar in this tank here, and he put a bunch more in that big tank up there, and now all that he has left for the season are in this tank. We got the nets, Steve has some food. I'm gonna try to catch out some of America's largest growing freshwater fish. Go ahead and do the honors, throw some food in there, and let's see these paddlefish eat. So primarily paddlefish have been known to be filter feeders, but they will actually eat a high protein bass and trout feed. Here they come, and they constantly swim 24/7. My gosh, Steve, they have grown so much since I've last been here, guys. So yes, they will continue to filter feed, but I promise you guys, they eat these koi pellets just like any other fish would. Steve has been doing this for over 40 years now. I'm pretty sure that he knows his stuff. Here we go, here we go. Did you all see that? That is so freaking cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try my luck at catching one of the bigger ones in here. They're really fast, kind of hard to do with the camera. Anything? Nope, nothing. Holy smokes, Steve got the mother load. Wow, look at that, guys. That is literally a 4-month-old paddlefish. I cannot believe the growth rate on this thing. That is so wicked. As you can see, their little rostrum there. Look at all those little webbings. That is such a cool fish. And like I taught you all have to throw them back in here just gently if you get them, because that helps wake them up after you handle them. Even though these were all spawned the same year, we got ones that are probably 12 to 13 inches long. And then down here, you'll see some smaller ones. It's a little tiny guy. Look at this. This guy is so cute. Look at that. That's what a baby paddlefish looks like. This is almost the same size as the one that I got for my 8,000 gallon pond at home. Gosh, I just cannot get over how cool these guys are. And they have that giant mouth, as you can see, that's used for filter feeding as well as scooping up these pellets. Boom. And Steve is down to the last little bit of fish for the year. Unfortunately, these paddlefish that Steve raises can only be hatched out one time a year. So by about June, they're ready to be sold. And then come August, they're pretty much sold out. I mean, the fact that Steve hatched thousands of them and only has about 50 or so left really tells you a lot about how hard it is to get these fish and how highly sought after they are. Now, this has to be some of the coolest underwater footage I've ever seen. Look at all these paddlefish. These guys are truly a living dinosaur. They've adapted over the years to handle the coldest of cold temperatures, to handle the warmest of warm temperatures, and they are truly amazing. Now, believe it or not, paddlefish will grow bigger in a pond or in a lake compared to a river due to the abundance amount of food. And considering they can get over 200 pounds, that is a giant fish. If you're looking for something strange or unique for your pond, this is definitely it. I buy them every year and I absolutely love them. Guys, Steve is so knowledgeable. It's so cool to have this resource here in Kentucky. I don't even know how lucky I am. We literally have people come from all over to buy these fish. So be able to drive 30 minutes down the road, get to see these amazing paddlefish, these bass, these koi. I mean, it's just spectacular. So don't forget, if you want to buy these fish or get reserved on the waiting list for 2025, make sure to follow American Paddlefish Co. on Facebook. Now, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.